So today is the day that Uber and Lyft could end and shut down in California for the foreseeable future. Or are they going to play bluff and either continue operating as is and defy the court's orders, or are they actually going to hire as employees? Or there's actually another option that they might be doing, and this is a franchise-like model which could avoid AB5 law altogether. And that's what we're talking about right now. Hey everyone, Chris here from Real Rideshare Stories. If you're new to the channel and you're looking for different things within the rideshare industry, whether it's updates to what's going on, news, tips and tricks for passengers and drivers, or what actually happens on real rideshare rides, start now by hitting that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Also make sure to check the description below for other helpful information and tips. So today is the day that Uber and Lyft could shut down in California because they haven't heard from the appeals court yet. And that injunction would start later tonight, around midnight actually. So the question is, will Uber and Lyft actually shut down? What time is it going to be at? Because it's probably going to be right around midnight or around that time, as long as they can go. Or were they bluffing? So that's another thing that they could be doing, where they could continue operating as is and defying the court order, which we've seen them do plenty of times before. The only one thing is, though, that this could actually have some major implications, whether operating in California or not, that the state could seek to take away, like their licensing, like insurance. There's a lot of different things that could be done if Uber and Lyft do stay open and defy the court's orders. Then also, one of the things that could be done too is they could actually move to the employee model for the time being, continuing to fight their fight when it comes to trying to keep drivers as independent contractors. But now there are reports coming that there could actually be another option, and it would avoid things like AB5 altogether, and that would be a franchise-like model. So I'm going to be referencing this article from The Motley Fool, and it's titled, Uber and Lyft Consider Operating Franchises to Bypass California Law. Link will be in the description below if you want to check out this article. So it goes on and says, rather than pulling out of California, as Uber has threatened to do over being forced to classify its drivers as employees instead of independent contractors, the ride-sharing app and its peer Lyft are considering turning their business in the state into franchise operations. By licensing the Uber-Lyft brand to vehicle fleet owners in California, the companies could do an end run around the controversial state law that threatens to turn some gig workers into the unemployed. Lyft's president told analysts last week during an earnings conference call, if our efforts here are not successful in thwarting the law's application to the company, it would force us to suspend operations in California. On a collision course, says the New York Times reports Uber and Lyft are considering allowing companies to establish ride-hailing businesses in California using their respective platforms. Uber has already developed such a model in Germany and Spain, where regulations force it to work with vehicle fleet owners to operate. By creating a franchise-like model, Uber and Lyft could maintain that they are simply tech companies and that ride-sharing is not their primary business. So it's just adding more steps to the whole thing. The California law, AB5, affects not just ride sharing, but meal delivery services, media publishing, trucking companies, and the more used freelancers and similar independent workers. And it sets up a 3-part test, which is an ABC test. And so it goes on and says the law could drive numerous companies out of California or out of business, with the Competitive Enterprise Institute, a librarian think tank, estimating it could raise prices and fares as much as 50% by imposing costs some 67% higher on the companies. By treating independent contractors like employees, analysts estimate it will cost Uber approximately $500 million annually and Lyft some $290 million annually. Now, there's not too much more information that's coming out so far, at least when it comes to what it's going to look like. If you want to look at what it's like, you can look at where it's operating, like in Spain, where they're working with fleet owners. But what is it going to look like in the US? Is it going to be similar model, or is it going to be the same, or is it going to be completely different? Not entirely sure, but it's an option that they have in order to continue operating in the area and the state of California. As more information may come out about this or what actually happens in California, whether Uber and Lyft are going to shut down or not, whether they're going to defy the court's orders, or if they are actually going to convert over to the employee model, I will continue to make update videos or go live if it's a really pressing matter. So make sure you do hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so you'll be notified when a new video is out and updated, as well as if I go live so you can see the information right away. And then what are your thoughts on this? Do you think that this is a viable option for them to continue operating in California? Do you think that they are going to shut down? What's going to happen? Comment below, let me know. Now, that's the end of this video. As always, never drink and drive. Always tip your drivers, your delivery drivers, and your shoppers. And we'll see you next time.